Hey everyone, Jeff here again. So I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the difference between working on a manufacturing piece of equipment when the line is down and you need it up and running immediately versus you need to fix a machine so that it isn't down again. So I've worked in 3 different manufacturing facilities in my career, and the first 2 I worked in were very focused on downtime and production. So every minute of downtime cost us money. Time is money and we don't have it, kind of thing. And then the current plant I'm working in, they think the same thing too, but they have a little more leniency to understand that we want this stuff fixed and fixed right, so that we don't have to come back out here and fix this again. And I like that philosophy a little better. The problem is that when you ingrain your philosophy, your thought process, especially when you're a controls technician, which I spent the first 4 years of my career as a controls technician, you spend a lot of your time focusing on the idea that, again, time is money, downtime is costing us money, and we need this up and running ASAP. I don't care what the problem is, how it happened, get it running. We can worry about what happened later. So that becomes your primary focus, so that when you end up in that environment, or as the engineering side of it, like I am now, you tend to forget that as the engineer, you need to fix this so that it doesn't continue doing this problem. So today I had my first example of this really sincerely happen. I went out to a machine where my servo controller had faulted out. And on this particular servo controller, there's no display. There's just a little red light that says fault or error. And my first thought process is, this is down and I need to get this up and running. So before I even connect, before I even think about it, I cycle power on it. Clears the fault, clears everything. Plug that back in, hit the home button on the servo deal, homes it, takes off and runs, and it's fixed. And then it dawns on me, wait a second here. I'm an engineer now, and I need to engineer this problem so that I'm not called back out here in a week. So I want to remind you, as the engineer, as the automation guy, as the controls guy, your job is to make sure that it doesn't continue happening. We want to fix it so that it doesn't continue happening. We don't want to be called out to this problem. And if we are, we want to know why we're called out to this problem. So the very first issue that you need to solve in that situation is, why is this faulted? It shouldn't be, oh, it's faulted, how do I fix it? That's the technician's end of it, because their job is to get the line up and running as fast as they can. But as the engineer, our question always needs to be is, why did this happen? So I want to encourage you, if you're changing into that role of becoming the controls or automation specialist, or the controls engineer, or moving up in rank, or whatever, challenge yourself to stop saying, this is down, I need to fix it. Ask yourself, why did this happen, and what do I need to do in the future so that it doesn't happen again? On this particular controller, that's exactly what I told one of my colleagues. I said, hey, I had a mess up in my mind function. I basically slipped right back into my old technical ways, and I said, hey, I just need to get the sucker back up and running and moving on. And so before I even thought about it, I just cleared the fault and moved on. And of course they were, oh, that's cool, the sucker's running, but yeah, I agree with you. Next time we need to figure out what happened. So remember, we all make mistakes. We've all had those days where that stuff happens. So just keep that in mind. And there's always tomorrow, kind of thing. So remember, thanks for watching, and always stay safe.